This is False Start, a college football podcast for everyone and everyone else. I'm your host, John Bueller, lead writer for Fansided. I'm joined today by a man who once again got his fantasy nights all mixed up, who may have to remind Tua Tagovailoa what NFL team he plays for now. And he knew something about Tim McCarver before Tom Brady fired out the memo. Cody Williams, content director, fansided.com. Many moons since I last saw you. How are you?
Dude, your Falcons have like a monopoly on left-handed quarterbacks now.
Um, I, it, Check out the Blog and Dirty podcast and see my thoughts on Tua. I'm trying to convince myself like if we pay him like the equivalent like a small bag of McDonald's French fries, it's okay.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like you could sign me for $500,000 and it'd probably be all right.
Dude, I totally forgot that it was like NFL free agency. So like that came up on me very quickly.
Yeah,
Aziz and Channing Tindall are coming to Atlanta, so that's cool. Go
yeah,
Dogs.
like that. Yeah, I mean, Ojulari is a good player. So,
Yeah, should have got him over Arnold Ebiketie, but that's neither here nor there.
who is still a free agent, has not signed anywhere just yet.
Yeah, I wonder why. What have your Cowboys done?
Uh, Signed Jalen Thompson at safety, which they haven't signed a safety in like 5 years. So that was pretty cool to see. Enjoyed that. A good safety, a player I like. Haven't really done a whole hell of a lot else. Like PJ Locke, another safety, but like nothing major. They were apparently sniffing around in the Trey Hendrickson market. Never saw that really happen, and they're not going to spend that kind of money.
No, Falcons did upgrade in special teams, which is great. And first off, if anybody who talks about football says I love football and don't care about special teams, you're an idiot. Don't ever listen to them because you can win and lose games with special teams
Oh,
every
100%.
every year. Why the Falcons have to change the whole regime? Because they were dog shit on special teams.
Dude, I mean, as someone who has like Brandon Aubrey as the kicker
Yeah,
on his favorite team, it's very nice just knowing, oh, we're at like 58 yards. It's not, that's a chip shot. We're good. Don't worry about
we got Nick
it.
Folk and Jake Bailey coming in, so that's what we got going here. And we're coming to you guys semi-live today on 311 Day. This will be up on the 12th, hopefully before Pi Day. I don't know. March is crazy, dude.
So many days.
St. Patrick's Day, the Ides of March. Uh,
Saturday, like everything. It's on.
it's it's so dumb. March Madness is coming up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
wild. We'll have that for you on our Sunday show, but this is going to be semi 311 themed. We've already done JLM with them, so each segment's going to be about a 311 song. And
Mhm.
on that note, we fall started because we're down, and I don't know what's the segment I got here. It's let's crack open some homebrew, and with that's my quarterback. Let's discuss some little spring quarterback battles. There's about three teams that really matter,
Mhm.
and a couple of other ones. Let's just talk about these three teams.
No, 100%. Like there's a lot of quarterback battles happening in college football. There's only so many that I actually care about or that I actually call quarterback battles.
Like this time a year ago, we had like seven. Like
Yeah.
even the Maryland one was intriguing,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
because Blake Washington's a dude, and
Yeah, we got to find out that someone was a dude. And like a lot of the battles this year, like we'll talk about one battle where there might be a dude. Um, well, actually two of the three I think that are the primary ones we'll talk about that might have a dude there. But like a lot of these are just like here's a guy who's very clearly the better player, and here's some other guys who are going to compete with him. And like that doesn't really intrigue me all that much.
yeah, we're going to spend a lot of our focus right now on Alabama, Tennessee, and Nebraska.
Yeah, 100%. Let's start with Alabama
Yeah,
because I think this decision really comes down to what's Kalen DeBoer made of?
yeah.
And I'm intrigued to see that. It's Keelan Russell and Austin Mack. Austin Mack, his guy that he recruited to Washington and brought with him to Alabama. Keelan Russell, a five-star that he recruited to Alabama. So technically his guy, but like obviously Austin Mack has a little more rapport.
Yeah, and then Keelan Russell's apparently like pretty tight with Ryan Grubb, so it's kind of like what's going to happen there. Look, Alabama's got to at least be in the playoff conversation this year. I don't necessarily know if they have the talent to do that. They have what, four starters on defense who are going to miss all the spring ball. It's
Hmm.
it's really tough right now. Grubb, like I would think, like okay, maybe you can make it happen, but you couldn't run the ball a year ago.
Hmm.
And then Jerry Bernard's gone, Ty Simpson's gone. Keelan Russell put on some poundage, so I think that helps him
Yeah.
out to kind of compete with the Adonis, the allure of Austin Mack, who's just basically made out of marble.
Yeah, made out of marble, but I'm not sure is like that good. So like
Yeah.
it's tough. And like I think that if we were operating 10 years ago in Alabama, if Kalen DeBoer was recruiting like Nick Saban 10 years ago, I think we'd be in a situation where I'd be completely fine with Austin Mack starting this job. But like if in spring ball, if this competition is even remotely close, like I I will judge Kalen DeBoer if he doesn't go with Keelan Russell. Alabama doesn't have the same talent advantage that they used to have. They just simply don't. The playing field has leveled with NIL and the parity within the sport. You need someone who's going to change the game at quarterback. Bryce Young is the closest thing you've had in recent memory. And when the more I look at this, like I just think that you need someone who has the ceiling that Keelan Russell has, and I don't believe Austin Mack has. So if Keelan Russell looks remotely ready this spring, I don't think Alabama can rightly choose Austin Mack over him if they want to seriously compete for a national championship.
I'm right there with you. Like, if all things equal, you got to go with Russell. And I think one of the benefit for all teams that are in this spot, Alabama, Tennessee, Nebraska, whomever, is there's no spring transfer portal window. So
Hmm.
you're on this team the whole year. I would venture to guess both will play in some capacity.
Hmm.
Next year, it's just, who's getting 80% of the snaps versus 20 or whatever percentage breakdown we want to have here. I will say though, like you're right though, Austin Mack would have probably been the guy because you had more talent around you.
Hmm.
But you got to find a guy who's going to be a difference maker. And again, I don't necessarily know where you view Alabama in the spring in the SEC hierarchy, but like we are both probably of the belief that Georgia and Texas are locks to make the playoff.
Hmm.
And there's probably about three or four teams that I think I like more than Alabama to make the playoff next year. I like A&M a lot. I think
Hmm.
LSU's got upside. I think Oklahoma's certainly right there. And then depending on what Trinidad Chambliss does, Ole
Hmm.
Miss is not that far off either.
No, 100%. Like Alabama's in that mix and they're probably closer to the bottom of the mix than they are to the top of it. And
Yeah.
like I definitely think they're a step behind where Texas and Georgia are currently, like the way I feel about them. And yeah, I mean, I was down on Alabama throughout much of last season, and like, there's not been a whole lot that really changes my opinion about that. Like, I just don't think, for everything I've seen, says Kalen DeBoer it wasn't ready for this job. And again, like, that's why I think this quarterback battle is going to be really telling of, I think, what Kalen DeBoer's future looks like in Tuscaloosa and how long that future is.
If he screws us up, he's out of there within, for the 4-year run. So we're at the halfway point.
No, 100%. And to your point, I wanted to look at Alabama's like early season schedule. They start the season home versus East Carolina, on the road against Kentucky, and home for Florida State. I wouldn't be surprised, especially in those first two games, because like I think Kentucky improves. I don't think Kentucky's going to be particularly good this year. And I think in those first two games, the quarterback battle that I think was done probably better than I think I've seen in like the past decade. Kelly Bryant was the incumbent starter when Trevor Lawrence came into Clemson, and they had a pretty even split in terms of the snaps. And Trevor Lawrence made it very clear who the better starter was. If we saw that from Alabama in the first two games, I wouldn't be very surprised.
And look, Kelly Bryant went on and had some success the next year in Missouri. Well, he
Mhm.
wasn't like a scrub. He just wasn't dealing with Trevor Lawrence behind him.
He
So
wasn't Trevor Lawrence. Like it's that's a tough beat.
no, that's not a tough beat. But then a team that I don't think is going to be vying for the playoff this year, but is the SEC. Let's move over to Tennessee.
Mhm.
I think it's three people competing here. You've got redshirt freshman George McIntyre the third. You got true freshman Donald Faison Brandon, and then you got Martin Luther Staub, Ryan Staub coming over from Colorado.
Yeah. First off, like I Faison. I don't think if they were wanting to go with Joey Aguilar last year over George McIntyre, I don't see them going with Faison this year. So like, I feel like Faison's gonna have to do like ridiculous stuff
Yeah,
to,
this feels
yeah,
like Tavian St. Clair with Ohio State, where like your time will come, dude, but like you're not on Julian Saint or Lincoln Kienholz's level right now.
no, 100%. And so, in a very different way than Alabama, I still think that they need to land on the decision, which is the upside, which is George McIntyre. Like McIntyre has a ton of tools, very raw as a quarterback. If I'm not mistaken, played against some lesser level competition in high school, and but like the arm and the upside are tremendous. And like, is Ryan Staub really going to be the guy? Like, is that honestly like Ryan Staub to me is a worse version of Joey Aguilar, and like if I'm Tennessee, I'm not trying to go 8-4 or 7-5 again. I would rather go 6-6 with McIntyre getting the experience, with the promise that that may take us to 10-2 or 11-1 next year.
Because I think with the way it's set up right now, Tennessee is not expected to do better than probably 9-3 in a best case scenario.
Hmm.
And at that point, you're going on like 2 years in a row of like 9-3, 8-4 stuff. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Josh Heupel, and I wonder how he's going to come out of that. I'm kind of the belief that like people have figured out his gimmicky
Hmm.
offense, and maybe like I know he's like an SEC guy. I know his alma mater's now in the SEC. I know he's been at Tennessee and brought success there too. But like maybe with what he would do would probably work better at UCF.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. I'm less on that train than you. Like, I don't think it's like been completely figured out. I think the Tennessee offense can still work. I feel like it needs to adapt. I feel
Yeah.
like there has to be like check marks that you're checking along the way. And like last year, I didn't think that they ran the ball as well as they should, like as well as they did the year prior with Dylan Sampson. Like I think the rushing offense took a step back. I think he took a step back in terms of just overall quarterback talent. And you got a very like above average, but certainly average in the SEC Tennessee team.
Yeah, no more Joey Jaguar. I'd probably think it's George McIntyre the third, but we'll see what happens. I will give Josh Heupel more leeway here to make whatever decision he does because it's
Yes.
it's a it's a much more difficult decision. Whereas Kalen DeBoer, I'm like, this isn't that hard.
No, like we know Alabama like yes, their talent advantage has diminished from what it once was, but like they still are one of the more talented teams in the country. And so like you can put an Austin Mack in there and win 9 or 10 games if you're Alabama. You can still potentially make the playoff. I don't think you're winning a national championship with Austin Mack. And like that's the margins that Kalen DeBoer is playing with, where Josh Heupel, you're probably not making the football playoff regardless of who you choose. So
No.
like the stakes are different.
And then the last one, I think it's the most difficult one to do. It's what Matt Rule's got to do there in Lincoln between, I believe, TJ Latif and incoming transfer Anthony Calandria from UNLV by way of Virginia.
My guy.
Like the fifth best team in the Big Ten's up for grabs. Like
Mhm.
you could challenge with like Washington to be on like Michigan and USC's level, but like this is the Matt Rule pop year. You got to make it happen because otherwise you talk a lot, people will turn on you. This could get very it could get very Brian Kelly you hear there, but like we're not going to demolish an apartment complex to build a house.
100%. No, we're not not yet at least.
Nah.
Um but no, like I like outside of the pressure of Matt Rule, I do think he and Nebraska are in a generally good situation because with Raiola transferring, the level of expectations has changed.
Yes.
And I think Matt Rule kind of thrives in that environment where expectations aren't particularly high. Like you think about Temple and Baylor when he had the success, even if he was building towards it, like you still weren't going into those years with Baylor going, oh, I bet he wins double digit games this year. Like that's not like your thought process that you were going into. I think it could really benefit them. And for that reason, I think we probably end up seeing Calandria. I think he values the experience. I think he values someone who he is the whoopsie daisy king, no doubt, but like he does throw the ball downfield like relatively well in general. And like I just think it's someone who kind of mimics what Raiola does, but with more experience and less baggage.
I can see Ruley and Calandra singing a Corvette and they're driving down the road. It's just they paved paradise to put up a runs the parking lot.
That's right. Hey, Bubba, indeed.
Hey, Bubba, indeed. I don't know. I think I like Nebraska's upside more than Tennessee. I think there's more there's more territory to be claimed, whereas Tennessee is like, look, if it all goes well, you're like the sixth best team in the
Mhm.
SEC. I think Florida's got better upside than you.
Yeah, oh, 100%, man. It's like the middle belly of the Big Ten is much more like like very volatile. That's what I was looking. Not
Yeah.
very. It's much more volatile than I think the like middle belly of the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, outside of like Wisconsin or Maryland or Purdue, like I mean, Northwestern with in Giles could be interesting.
I mean, it's gonna be fascinating for sure. We'll see what happens.
Actually, I think Michigan State's gonna be terrible too, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not. I'm not hopeful particularly.
I'm not either. And all I can say, man, is don't stay home. Let's talk Portal to me. Let's move on to our next topic
Sir,
here. guys who have transferred that we can't wait to see in spring ball. It can be quarterback, it can be anything here. Who do you want to start with, or you want me to start? What do you got?
I'll go ahead and start. I'm gonna take two big ones off the board, but they're at the same school. Cam Coleman and Raleek Brown. I
Yeah, I was
want to
gonna
see. Yeah,
Cam Coleman for sure. That was the guy I was gonna go with.
yeah. I mean, Cam Coleman's really like awesome at football, and he's just been stuck on a team that didn't know how to like pick a quarterback. And now, even if you don't believe in Arch Manning and to the level or degree that I do, I think we can agree that Arch Manning is a functional college football quarterback at this point in his career. And seeing the type of receiver that Cam Coleman is with that has me really excited. And then you throw Raleek Brown in there. Texas has struggled to run the ball, and now you get a really talented back into the mix. Like, what does that open up for a Cam Coleman? What does that open up for Arch Manning in this offense? Like, I think these two pieces are the types of pieces that can decide a national championship race, that can decide a college football playoff race.
Look, if it hits, you may be able to get to a gear in the vertical pass game that Georgia can't get to. But
Mhm.
like also, uh, well, how do I say this? Arch Manning's more talented than Gunnar Stockton, and Cam Coleman's more talented than Isaiah Cannon or London Humphrey. So if it doesn't work, that's going to reflect very poorly
Mhm.
on Coleman or Manning. So they got to make it happen.
100%. I mean, it adds pressure to the mix. There's no doubt about that. But I think the last name Arch Manning has been under a lot of pressure since he got there.
He's been under pressure his whole life.
I don't know about that. I don't think Isidore Newman he saw a lot of pressure.
Nah, dude, he saw like he saw a bunch of Ed Helms and Brian Baumgartner's chasing him down at the equivalent north of Westminster.
Correct. Yes.
What's the hoity-toity private school up there in Asheville?
We've got two. Christ School is the actually no, it's just
Yeah,
Christ School. Christ School.
yeah, I saw Indiana recruited some guy at Christ School. I'm like, what kind of guys is he playing against?
Yeah, it's an all boys school. So yeah, there's that.
It'd be like that too. We got an all boys school. It's called Darlington. It's up there in Rome.
Christ School in Darlington. I found Christ in Darlington.
Darlington produced the great people such as Will Muschamp and Tate Ratledge.
Hell yeah, just great Americans.
Rome if you want to, but I'm gonna keep it kind of going with quarterback wide receiver tandem. I'm all about Darian Mensah and Cooper Barkett bringing it
Mhm.
from Duke to Miami because if this hits, in the addition of having Malachi Tony, in the addition of having Mark Fletcher Jr. backfield and Shan Dawson the quarterback, Miami can win the national championship.
Mhm.
Very, very, very much so. But like you kind of wonder like the the pressure's up because you're not a Duke, man. You're in Miami
Mhm.
now.
No, 100%. Like this isn't Tulane. This isn't Duke. Like
Nah.
the spotlight's on you. You're playing for a team that played for a national championship last year. And fair or not, the expectation is to get back. Like that's
Yeah.
true. Like that's what you're if you're Miami, that's what you're entering the year. Like you're thinking national championship, you're thinking over like bettering last year, winning the ACC, not having to deal with the committee or anything. Like the expectations and like the level of performance that's going to be demanded by the fan base, and I would assume Mario Cristobal as well is high. I think Mensa is up to the task. Like I think he's a very talented quarterback, but like we don't know how he's going to handle the mentality of this stuff. And like I'm interested to see what it looks like in this spring, but I don't think we're going to know until we get on the field, just because like are Miami fans really going out to the spring game and like creating a lot of pressure? Probably not.
Nah. I mean, could you imagine a guy with the last name Mensa being a head case?
It would the college football Twitter would have a field day. There's no doubt about that.
Dude, it'd be like somebody's last name's Cooper who doesn't know their way around like an alcoholic beverage, man.
That's right. Last name Michelin don't know anything about cooking or tires.
I mean, how many people do you know like Smith who know how to like know their way around a forge?
It's
No,
true.
or Kowalski. You know what? Can you make me a sword?
Quite frankly, I don't know. I don't know many people who know their way around a forge.
No. If your last name is Mason, go build me a wall, brother.
Brick it up.
I got like one more that intrigues me, maybe a pair there. I'll go over to LSU there with the combination of Sam Levitt at quarterback coming over
Mhm.
from Arizona State by way of Michigan State, and then Jordan Seaton going over there on the offensive line by way of Colorado.
Mm.
Look, I don't think anybody's rooting for LSU this year, but they're going to be good potentially.
Right. I mean, the talent's there for them to be good. The coaching staff is there for them to be good. Again, I'm with you. Like, I don't think many people are like, go Tigers with an X, but like, I'm interested. I'm
Yeah,
intrigued. And like, I, I do think, like, I know I say this phrase a lot. I do think there is a middle ground between train wreck and like college football playoff team. Like, I do think there's a chance that they're 8-4, 9-3. Like I think like that's entirely possible with all the changes that they're having to coalesce at one point. Having said that, I'm intrigued to see what the early returns are, especially because like to get to this point from Ole Miss to spring practice at LSU with your Lane Kiffin and this staff, been a bit tumultuous. It's not been like smooth sailing into the spring.
anybody else? I think there's probably two quarterbacks I would have mentioned, but if there's anybody else you want to throw in here before I get my other guys, maybe they're you guys. I don't know.
No, I have another tandem, but it's a quarterback running back tandem. I want to see what Mestamaker and Caleb Hawkins look like at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, we can throw Wyatt Brown in there too. Make
Hmm.
it a trio.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I again, it's the spring. I don't know how much you're going to learn because like the biggest question is, okay, you looked like this at North Texas. What are you gonna look like at Oklahoma State playing in the Big 12? And so like we won't have the full answers, but like I do kind of want to see what this look much like with Minson to some degree. Like the lights are a little bit brighter in Stillwater than they are in where the hell is North Texas?
I think Denton. Denton.
Yes, Denton, 100%. I knew it was a town that's like not known for anything but North Texas. Anyway, uh like the spotlights are a little bit big, like a little bit brighter in Stillwater. So like I want to see, how it's working, along with Eric Morris on top of that. Like if we're throwing coaches in here, I consider that a transfer as well.
Denton's also known for their UNT mugs, and this is false. I had to get that in there too. But yeah, I'm intrigued by the trio following Eric Morris there to Stillwater. I mean, we've mentioned this. We think that there was a complete dearth of talent there for Oklahoma State the last 2 years. So
Yeah.
maybe taking most of North Texas guys there will get them to be competitive. But like, I don't think you're going to be in the same level of play as like the power brokers of like Texas Tech, BYU, Utah, Arizona State. I don't think you're there, but maybe you're Houston, maybe you're TCU, maybe you're Baylor,
Yeah, like there's nowhere to go but up. Like they
right?
were dog water. Like they were no good. And like
Yeah,
I do think that they are just on talent alone, they are a better football team. But like I want to see how better.
yeah, be better. I think there's three quarterbacks. Brennan Sorsby going
Mhm.
to Texas Tech. You got Byron Brown going to Auburn, and then you got Josh Hoover going to Indiana. I think there's a chance one of those three guys is going to be really good. One of them's going to suck, and the other one's going to be good.
Yeah, I think so. And like one of those be goods will be like good, not oh good. You know what I mean? Like it's just gonna
Mhm.
be, yeah, he's good. Like and move on with your day.
And I don't really know who it is. That's
No,
the beautiful
absolutely
part.
not.
I do think there is more pressure on Hoover than anybody, which
Mhm.
sets him up for failure, I think. I think there's a lot of pressure on Sorsby.
Yes.
And I think with Brown, not as much. So maybe he'll get more of the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he'll just be fun.
Yeah, I mean he might be like yeah, fun good. Like just like almost like 2024 Lenore Sellers. Like I'm not sure the
Yes.
team's gonna be any good, but damn, I really enjoyed watching, the quarterback play.
They're coming for you, man. You gotta run. You gotta go.
We heard you can run. We're gonna put that to the test.
And when Lenore Sellers got paid a bunch of money to stay at South Carolina to not win games, she said this: "I'll be here a while. It's getting hot in here."
That's damn right.
So we were looking at this, like, what's the different, like the anti it's getting hot here? It's the Kirk Ferentz, who's been in this role at Iowa since 1999.
Hell yeah, brother.
And I guess what it was like, who's got the chance to be like the next Kirk Ferentz of like 20 plus years in this role? And look, we did this pre-production. Like Troy Calhoun's in year 20 at his alma
Mhm.
mater of Air Force, so he didn't count.
But he also might not make it to 27 because I don't think people are real happy with Air Force football right now.
And I looked this up on Wikipedia, and I could be wrong here, but there's 10 coaches who've been in their job since 2016. So you got Kirk Ferentz at Iowa since '99.
Hmm.
Troy Calhoun at Air Force since '07. Dabo Swinney since '09, and he was also on Tommy Bowden's staff at Clemson.
Hmm.
Dave Doran at 2013 at NC State. That's wow.
That's yeah, that one shocked me a little bit as well.
We got a trio since 2014. You got Jeff Monken at Army, Chris Creighton at Eastern Michigan, and Chuck Martin at Miami, Ohio.
Hmm.
Pat Narduzzi's been at Pitt since '15.
Hell yeah, brother.
And then Kalani Sitake and Kirby Smart have been at their respective alma maters at BYU and Georgia since '16.
Hmm. So
There's a few of those guys in there that I don't think are going to last much longer.
yeah, so one of the ones that I had that I don't think is going to last much longer, and this kind of goes back to some earlier points I was alluding to with Kalen DeBoer. I think Dabo's at Alabama before, sooner rather than later.
You think he's going to go to Alabama and just wreck? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's going to end up being Clemson wants to turn a new page because I don't think the way Clemson is operating now, I don't think it's going to like fully fix itself to national championship expectations. So you're going to be in almost like Mark Richt territory where you're good enough, like you're good, but you're not great, and you're asking for great. And so, and then I don't see the DeBoer thing succeeding long term. And so, like eventually, I think that they try to make the big sell of we're bringing him home, we're bringing Dabo Swinney home.
This could kind of be like what Dabo's coach Gene Stalling was in the '90s and stuff. Like you'll probably win a singular national championship. Like Rick came home to like Miami and kind of sort of helped them, but not really. But he did come
Yeah.
home.
It's all about homecomings, you know?
I will say though, if Dabo leaves, you just hire Tony Elliott back. He's
Oh,
at
yeah.
alma mater. That works.
100%. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Clemson's in a bad spot if they move on from Dabo.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. I know Chris Creighton's kind of been in some hot water a little bit there at Eastern Michigan. They just don't win as much as
Mhm.
like they were terrible. They were a really bad MAC team. He's elevated them up, and then people have gotten like, they won't eat their dog kibbles anymore.
100%. They need the farmer's dog or whatever that is.
They need the farmer's dog. They need some of that dog sauce.
That's right.
And then
I
I've
think I was just gonna say, I think the like of that list of guys who have been there for like a decade, I think the one that stands out to me the most to like clear the 20-year mark like pretty comfortably, another service academy, Jeff Monken. Like he's been more than good enough at Army consistently. Like he knows how to do this. And more importantly, like he's so well respected in the industry that his name always tends to come up in terms of coaching searches. And he still hasn't left. And I think it's twofold. One, I don't think that teams are willing to take the plunge to go with a guy who runs the triple option. Like I don't think outside of service academies we're just really going to see that. And more importantly, like I think Jeff Monken also just likes coaching at Army. And so like when I put those two things together, like I can just see him being around for a very long time.
Like he could go somewhere else. I mean, Kenui Matalolo is trying to do that at San Jose State, but like that's a downgrade from program from Navy. But granted, he did get fired and have to kind of do a gap year on Chip Kelly's staff at UCLA.
Mhm.
So like we'll see what happens. They're throwing the ball a little bit more there in San Jose now, so that's kind of cool.
That's right.
I think Kirby is going to be there as long as he wants because I don't
Mhm.
think he has NFL aspirations. He's at his own mark. You don't need to really go anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I Kirby's like probably next on the list if I'm being real with you, but like I do worry that like 5 more years he's like
I'm
if
burnt
he
out.
especially like if he wins a couple more national championships, just being like I'm tired. I'd like to go home now.
There's also like a non-zero chance that somebody else poaches AD, Josh Brooks, and Kirby's like, you know what, I'll just take this role now.
100%. Yeah. Like Kirby, like to your, like you said it perfectly. Kirby can be there for as long as he wants to. He could be there for the next 40 years if he wanted to.
Pretty much. Sataki, I think, is a little bit different because he almost got poached to Penn State this past year, and that's how the cookie crumbled. And I don't know, is Swig gonna have to go into like bankruptcy at this point?
Potentially. Crumble's gonna just launch a bunch of new locations.
Hell yeah, they are. Is there anybody else you think outside of those 10 coaches that you think could have staying power? I have a very obvious one. If you've got anybody else,
Go ahead and give me your obvious one because I was struggling to find guys who were like the right age that I think will end up sticking around.
I think Mario Cristobal has got a chance to just never leave.
So he was one that I was referring to because he's in his mid 50s. Like he acts like a dude in his late 40s, but he's in his mid 50s. And like we're talking that'd be at what, another 17 years he's going to coach until he's like 72 years old. Like that's where I worry with Mario, but like even still, like to your point with Kirby, if he wants to, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's a little like a couple years older than Kirby because I think he played for like those Dennis Erickson teams in the U
Hmm.
in the very early 90s and stuff. But like, I don't think he wants to go to the NFL. He's at alma mater, he can win a national championship. And I think it's the same sort of thing that Kirby does. Like all the alumni base, the players just respect you, so it's
Hmm.
easy.
Yeah, and I mean like I think two cases that are kind of the opposite of that, like the NFL being the biggest threat, looking at Ryan Day and Marcus Freeman, like I think as long as they want those jobs, I think they probably could have them, especially now that Day has the national championship monkey off of his back. But like, I think that both of those guys could stay there as long as they wanted to. But I don't think like I think the NFL comes calling and they take the call at some point.
I would venture to guess that's probably the case. I thought about Kenny Dillingham at his alma mater, but at some point, like probably the same thing with Clark Lee too. Maybe even Key in some capacities. Like they're gonna be like, "Come on, dude, you gotta leave."
Yeah, like Dylan, it's I don't mean to disparage Arizona State, especially in front of the fiance of the Arizona State podcast here, but like there's a lot bigger jobs than Arizona State, and like eventually we're gonna reach a point where that's just more attractive and the money's too good to pass up.
Then you got Jeff Brom at Louisville, but he's not young either. I think Brian Newberry's doing a great job at Navy, but he's like in his 50s. That's problematic.
There's a lot of coaches in their 50s, and like that was the real like there's not a lot of coaches who are long tenured right now to begin with, and the ones that are like have staying power at their current jobs that have been hired in the last 5 or so years, like they're in their 50s. So it's like really like Joey McGuire. I could see him staying at Texas Tech for a long time, but he's also in his mid 50s. So like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
tough.
you got guys who are just they're in the slot right now, whether that's Brett Bielema, also shout out Brixley.
Dude, shout him out.
Oh my God, that was almost a segment today with John Summerall saying like I got to cancel my 15 wedding anniversary to Italy with my wife because Florida's a tough job. And then Brett Bielema was like happily celebrating year 16 with my two beautiful daughters and my basic life.
I mean, I honestly like I tried to talk myself into Bert being in Illinois for the rest of his life because I was just like, he seems real content with how he's living it right now. Like, you gonna win a national championship? Probably not. Are you gonna be respected in the Big Ten? Yeah, hell yeah. And like, do you have to work your ass off? No, you don't.
I guess not. I'm trying to remember what the AD is name. Oh yeah, Beth Getz. I was like, who's the one that fired Kirk's son? The I mean, if it's not LeVar Woods, it's probably Brett Bielema replacing Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah, 100%. Like, Bert can do what he wants.
I'll throw like one other name out there that I think actually has some interesting who could do it, who could be there for a while. You're gonna love this, and we'll get on this one. How about the prodigy, Jeff Traylor, UTSA?
Hell yeah. I mean, not a bad call. Because like I don't know if if the Power Five is ever going to recognize what a prodigy he is. And so like if that is the case, like UTSA has just been consistently good. Even when they're supposed to have down years, they're still making a bowl game. And like at UTSA, you're happy with that for as long as it's happening. Competing for conference titles every now and then making bowl games, getting extra revenue.
So looking at his Wikipedia, he's 57 years old, about to be 58, from Gilmer, Texas.
Hell yeah.
Played a tight end at Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, he did.
And was an assistant at Big Sandy High School in Jacksonville High School in Texas in the late 80s to through the 90s. Then he was the head coach at his alma mater of Gilmer High School in Texas. Then he was also on the Texas Longhorn staff, SMU in Arkansas. So he may have some connections to like the Power Four, but like, do you think any of those four schools are going to hire him? Maybe SMU. I think Arkansas is too prideful.
Ooh, speaking of, hold on. How old is Rhett Lashley?
Rhett Lashley, I think, how old is Rhett
He's
Lashley?
only 42.
Yeah, I was thinking he was in his early to mid 40s, but like, what is an Arkansas alum, I guess.
He's in Arkansas, but like just point blank, SMU's a better job than Arkansas. Like it is. And like you're gonna have money, you're gonna have resources at SMU, and like not just like in comparison to Arkansas, but like I do think that if Rhett Lashlee continues to prove that he is a high quality head coach, like you have a chance to potentially like take a spot in the ACC for a long time to come.
Thinking of two ACC schools in the basketball side of things. I'm not saying you're going to be like the Coach K at like Duke, but you're like a small private school. But like maybe Skip Prosser at Wake for a while, where you're just like,
Yeah.
I got this going. You don't have to worry about it,
I mean,
man.
hell, Dave Clawson at Wake Forest football. Like,
Yeah, man. D David Cutcliffe. Yeah.
yeah, let's go.
I don't know what Rhett's middle name is. I hope it's Dave. Rhett David Lashley.
It is not listed on Wikipedia, so it is Dave from here on out.
You know who Dave dates? Amber. Let's move on to our next topic with some TI and spin. This is going to be so good. I've been looking forward to this all day, dude. Starters, just give us a 5-star review right now. Tell all your friends about the show because this is the type of content that we do here in the off season. We absolutely thrive, brother.
And donate on Buzzsprout.
Yeah, what color is your energy? Just put a, I don't know. We're
We
gonna
want your
spin
energy to be green. That's what we want.
green with envy or money. Either way, it works.
That's right.
Or as red as we are because we're blushing and laughing. This is great.
Oh, I need to breathe.
It's cool, man. My patient nerve's on fire. This is going to be unbelievable. So we're going to do TI and spin,
Mhm.
and whatever team we land on, we're going to discuss like what is the color of their energy. It could be anything.
That's right. We got the whole Crayola box in front of us.
Hell yeah, we do. Let's get started with our first spin. All right. The Appalachian State Mountaineers.
Um, we're gonna go with I'm gonna go like a dark brown.
Yeah,
The color of some hooch. You know what I mean?
or the color of everybody's living room in the 80s. It's going to be comfortable. It's going to be good.
Oh yeah.
Dialogue, it's a setting roots there. I think App's going to have a good year.
It's homemade. You got some good things going and like just stick to the process. App's been good for a very long time. Just
Hell,
don't ruin that.
hell yeah. Second one.
Also the color of fallen leaves, you know. Brown, yeah, dark brown. That's what we're looking for.
Tulane Green Wave. It's not green.
It's not green for sure. Think we gotta go like a light blue, something like a somber soft color. Kind of their secondary blue, I think would be a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good color.
Yeah, from the color of their tiers because they made an atrocious hire. Will Hall is gonna suck.
Yeah, you're regressing and you don't deserve to be royal blue for sure.
No, no, that's like a very Kang's maneuver that you did, man.
That's right.
It ain't good. All right, let's do number three.
God, the Kangs.
All right, number three. It's all about the U. Miami
Ooh.
Hurricanes.
Let's see. You got anything? You got a color in mind?
I'm gonna go red. They're seeing red, man. They got pissed off that they didn't win the ACC last year national championship. I think they're going to be gunning for it, man. I think they're going to be angry, but you're never the best version of yourself when you're angry, which is maybe why they won't win at all. But they're going to be a very chaotic thing there. It's going to be great.
Miami's always chaotic. That's just kind of their deal. Even when they were like great, like a great college football program in the early 2000s, they were still chaotic as hell. So like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean Mario is way too loquacious in front of the microphone, but if they like lose to like I don't know NC State next year, he's like I'm gonna beat you up.
red is also the color of Mario Cristobal this spring after he gets sunburnt. So
Perfect. Spin number four.
let's do it, baby. God, I do think Miami's going to be really good this year, though.
I think
I
they're
believe in Mensa.
In the land of Skyline Chili, the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Oh God. Um, black, the deepest black hole that you
Yes.
can possibly think of.
Painted black. It's all sad. It's a funeral. This is the end of the line for Scott Satterfield.
I see Scott Satterfield and I want to
To
paint it black.
I saw this out there. I saw some sort of conspiracy theory that people think that like Jim Morrison went into witness protection and became Rush Limbaugh
My God.
because they have like a freckle in the same spot.
Internet sleuths are undefeated, man.
I mean, there's Brian Jones, Scott Satterfield.
We can't rule it out. That's one I'll
Al-
get
uh,
behind.
Also, just read Brian Jones's personal life on Wikipedia. It'll blow your mind.
After you donate to Buzzsprout.
After you donate to Sprout, of course. That's what you need to do. All right, number five. Halfway there, living on a prayer with Danny McBride and Keegan Michael Key.
100%.
We're gonna be a Bill. We're gonna build a believer in Beavtown with the Oregon State Beavers.
Just gray. Just gray. Like what's there to look forward to if you're Oregon State? Nothing good.
It's
It's
so
pretty bleak, man. Like it's just a rainy day.
it's either gray or like that pink stuff that they make chicken McNuggets out of.
Correct.
It's
Yes.
it's not edible, but it's something. All right, number six.
Chicken slop pink. That's what I'm gonna call the Crayola color.
The AI of meats. That's what it is.
That's right.
Um, Speaking of meats, uh, we're going to the land of the Mac with the Buffalo Bulls.
The Buffalo Bulls. The land of the meats indeed. Um, I'm feeling like a seafoam green. I don't know why. That's just the color that came to mind. Like just kind of tranquil. Like I don't think that there are high expectations. I don't think there's like a real hot seat conversation going. I think Buffalo's just fine.
Unless that's the color of your pee, then you go see a doctor.
Correct. Yes. Go see a physician immediately
Yeah,
or a urologist.
The Ooze Fest will get you. All right, number seven.
Anything with fest in the name, it'll get you. That's what I've learned in my life. That's wisdom right there.
Festivus for the rest of us. We're going over to San Marcos for the Texas State Bobcats. So I guess they're in the Pac-12 now, I guess.
They're in something. They're in a conference for sure. You know what? Let's go yellow. California dreaming in the Pac-12. Let's go.
That's either good. I was either going to do that or like rose-colored glasses. That's good.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Whatever. The combination of rose and yellow, it's lemonade. Pink
Pink
lemonade.
lemonade, baby. Yeah.
All right. Number eight.
Do you prefer pink lemonade to lemonade?
Kind of a little bit. Lemonade always makes me too dehydrated. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I'll do it.
Yeah, I think pink lemonade's just like slightly more refreshing. It's like got less of a bite.
And there's nothing refreshing about this team, about the UTEP Miners.
What's like the saddest color?
Copper.
Copper. Yeah.
Because like when that oxidizes, it's green, dude.
It doesn't even maintain a color. Like that's how sad it is. It doesn't even want to be copper. There we go. That's it for sure.
I don't know if we can top that one. We gotta do two more spins here, man.
Oh God, I love the off season so
It's
much.
so good, dude.
It's almost better than talking about actual football.
Um, he transferred from one Big Ten school to another, but ooh, child, things are gonna get easier for the Northwestern Wildcats.
Um, let's go with you know what? I'm gonna go with purple, but not because they're purple, because that's gonna be the color of the ribbon when they finally get done renovating the stadium.
That's perfect, or either like a very pale, like yellow or orange, like when the sun rises, man.
That's right.
You're,
Over
you're
over
all
over Azkaban.
we're Azkaban or Lake Michigan, either way.
The
Uh,
Azkaban of Lake Michigan.
Lake Michigan is the North Sea of North America.
Long said it. We've long said it on this program.
And the last one we got here, please be something amazingly good. You're damn right it's good. Um, LSU Tigers.
Oh God. I'm just gonna say like a Jackson Pollock painting. Just pure chaos and no sense.
I'm gonna go Eminem Orange, which is just very bashful and embarrassing. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe we did this.
Could have got green M&M for Lane Kiffin reasons, but you know.
Lane Kiffin is just getting a little orange there in hot yoga.
That's right, 100%.
I think the best one we did was definitely UTEP with
Oh my
Copper.
God, Copper's so good.
I love being on the same page with you with Cincinnati just being black.
It's just it's Satterfield things.
It's Satterfield things. And, when you go to Cincinnati and you step on Scott Satterfield, he says, "Don't tread on me."
That's right.
What teams do we definitely maybe think they might be good this year?
hmm I only have two that I wrote down that I think we're really in the spirit of this because I could talk about USC, I think is a playoff team, but I wanted to go a little bit further down the board. First one, I'm back in on South Carolina, Bueller. I've decided.
Let's go. We'll run it.
I've decided.
God,
Um,
I love that.
I'm probably not gonna be as in where I have them in the college football playoff. I do think that as much as I think Shane Beamer has a lot to learn as a head coach, I do think a lot of what we saw last year had to do with the coordinators. And I do think that losing Dowell Loggins was a bigger loss than we forecasted going into the season. And so now that hopefully you have that situated, you're still returning Dylan Stewart to anchor that defense. You still have Lenore Sellers. You invested in the offensive line a little bit. I'm not saying this is a college football playoff team, but could this team win 8 or 9 games? I think there's a world where that happens.
Yeah, I also think Shane Beamer coaches his best when his back's against the
Mhm.
wall. He's tough to kill.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
and then Lenore Sellers, he's got an opportunity to become governor, and he's got to make it happen this year.
That's right.
All right, what conference is your other team in?
My other team's in the Big 12.
Okay, cool. I'll get us an ACC, and I'll get us a Big Ten. So you
Okay,
get
let's do it.
okay. The ACC one, I can't believe I'm doing it, man. It's gonna make your marriage happy. I'm gonna go to the NC State Wolfpack.
Hell yeah, brother. I can see it, dude. I can see it.
I did this on the previous episode when I was flying solo like a cup. If anybody was going to go undefeated with their schedule, in the ACC, like 12-0 to Charlotte,
Mhm.
beyond Miami, I think it's actually NC State because it was in the spirit of Travis Steele taking the Miami Redhawks 31-0 during the regular season, the MAC.
What a guy.
Yeah, and he had what he got thrust out of like Xavier, and he
Yeah.
made it work. He's gonna get another job here. I don't know where he's gonna go.
He said if they win the MAC, he's gonna wear a Speedo on Selection Sunday. So just get ready for that.
Can't wait to cover that on Boston Brackets because we can't put that anywhere else.
That's right.
God, that's great. He looked good with a speedo there in Tempe,
100%.
or we go to Syracuse. That'd be a vibe.
Oh God.
But I think like really with like NC State, it's all about CJ Bailey.
Yeah. I mean, you have a talented quarterback, and I think the rest of the roster, it's not a world beater, but I do think Dave Doran's still a good coach. I don't know if he's a great coach, but he's a good coach. And I think one of his best abilities is to raise the floor of a team. And if you have the ability to raise the floor of this roster with a well above average quarterback, that can take you places, especially in the ACC.
The other team I thought for the ACC, but I ultimately settled on NC State. I thought SMU would be good, but I think NC State's roster is just a little bit better.
Yeah, and with Kevin Jennings, who's a familiar face at this point, who I think more so familiar than CJ Bailey on a national scale. NC State's a little more in the lying in the weeds.
100%. What's your Big 12 team?
I don't think you're gonna like this, but I think Baylor could potentially do it and take
I
Dave
was
Aranda off the hot seat.
Yeah, DJ Lightweight's good. He's back. He's a legacy.
He's also not in the dysfunctionality of Billy Napier's Florida regime. I truly think that no one on that Florida team benefited from what was going on with the program and the administration, obviously the head coach. I think that it hurt everyone. And I think, like you said, going back as a legacy, being in a more comfortable situation, not facing the same level of expectations as you did when you went into Florida, I think it's gonna work out for a really talented player. And Baylor's roster is not bad. And to the same point as NC State, I think the quarterback can elevate a lot of that.
Yeah, I got my eyes on Baylor here. I thought another team that could fit this mold would be Arizona with the short king for one
Yes.
more year.
Yeah. Uh,
Houston as well.
mhm.
Those are all.
The Big 12 is going to be fun again.
Yeah, it's
Shocker.
Texas Tech. They might get two teams in, but it's gonna be Texas Tech for sure.
Texas Tech and someone else are going to be in the mix.
Yeah, and then move on to the Big Ten. My other one here. Thinking about this, Again, we got to find something from the soft belly of the Big Ten.
100%. This is definitely in the soft belly.
I think, I think, and again, like this is we already know USC is probably gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's a chance Washington's better than we expect.
I looked hard at Washington. I can't get over the Demond Wood, cousin Demond stuff from this offseason. I know he's good. I know he's talented. And I know that the upside is considerable and like why on paper you would pick Washington, but like I also wonder if he's getting booed in Husky Stadium. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like that's my concern there. But I looked hard because on paper they fit the bill.
The other team that I think could be maybe Penn State.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like I'm I don't like Matt Campbell's process of just bringing Iowa State to Penn State. Having said that, Iowa State was a good team last year, and
Yeah,
then you're adding more talent to that because you have the resources of Penn State. Like, I think I can see how it works out nicely.
Rocco Beck's had a lot of starts, man. I that could work out. But yeah, I think the big ones here definitely NC State's the one to watch, and then let's root for South Carolina too. Why the hell not?
It's very easy to root for the Lenora Sellers, I promise.
I know, man. One day we're gonna talk about him on the show. But our last segment of the day is gonna be love song. We're gonna remember some dudes. What
Damn
guys
right.
make us feel like we are young again?
100%. Um, I'm gonna go with the first one, and it was kind of in a guy who had a quite a star in college, like he became a household name, but was also like post an era where it mattered more. Steve Slayton. I love
Yeah.
watching Steve Slayton at West Virginia, man, and like it felt like the last vestiges of like peak Rich Rod. You know what I mean? Like it felt like the last vestiges of that, but like man, it was a good time. Like it was. I don't know. He was a one man wrecking crew, and like for a small dude, wrecking crew is used in quotes, but like it was a lot of fun to watch.
I mean, like Pat White, they said like was the straw that stirred the drink. Well, this guy was also a straw. He just didn't know he was a straw. He was
That's
Steve Slayton, man. He was
right.
legend, just playing the old Big East, just Thursday nights, just embarrassing Michael Bush in Louisville or losing to Pitt. Like, yeah, Steve Slayton represents a time when we were like in high school for sure.
100%, dude.
I'm gonna go with the guy that at the top of my list. I've had him on here for months.
Hell
Let's go
yeah.
Kentucky quarterback Andre Woodson.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
He existed in a time and a place at Kentucky, maybe like post Rich Brooks before Joker Phillips, before it got really weird.
Hmm.
Threw for 3,000 yards, did a lot, was never really like, maybe he had like a little bit of like practice squad stuff for the NFL, but
Right.
like he walked so Dak Prescott could kind of run. He
Dude, that's
was
yeah. I like
yeah,
that.
he was I don't think he was as talented as like Randall Cobb was on the outside because that guy was special
Yeah.
for Kentucky, but like they beat Georgia and Sanford in the infamous Joe Cox game. And Andre Woodson was just but the 07-08 like nine rage like he would do things that I wish Matthew Stafford would do, which frustrated the hell. It's like
Right.
just make the easy completion, man.
Just be better than this guy that's worse than you. That's all I'm asking.
You got what, one or two more guys here?
I got two more. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Okay.
I got another running back. Toby Gerhart was fun, man.
Yes.
uh, the opposite build of Steve Slayton for sure. Got both ends of the spectrum here. Dude was just like built like a slightly smaller Mike Allstott, but they gave him like 30 carries a game at Stanford. It was great. It was just like, what if a less talented team ran their offense like Alabama? And it was just hilarious to watch Toby Gerhart like mildly succeed at doing it.
Runner up for the Heisman. Stanford wasn't
Yeah.
like it was like the year before they were really good.
Yeah, like they were good, they weren't really good.
Yeah, like he was played for the Jags and Vikings, I think, for a couple of years.
Yeah, I remember him more in the Vikings because he was such a large human being in like a big ass purple uniform.
Yeah, he would have fit right in Fargo.
That's right.
My next guy up, I'm gonna remember another guy who played in Big Ten country. Let's go to former Nebraska cornerback Prince Amukamara.
Mm, I like that. Dude,
Yeah.
Nebraska's had some defenders, dude.
So Prince Amukamara played for like what? He played for the Giants, a couple of other, he played for the Bears, Jags maybe.
I think he had a cup of coffee with the Panthers too, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
like late in his career.
He and Ndamukong Suh were like the last. I think Levante David, if you want to throw him in there
Hmm.
too, but he was a JUCO transfer, and he was
Hmm.
more of a obviously he's like a legendary player in the NFL, guy better in the NFL than in college.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But those were like the last three like truly great like black shirt like Nebraska defensive players. Were like this guy is going to be playing on Sundays. And
Hmm.
Mick Camaro would just kind of go out there and just like you know what, kind of like the next wave of like a guy like he reminded me a lot of what Nnamdi Asomugha was coming out of Cal.
Mm.
Just so polished out there. I'm like AJ Terrell's like that out of Clemson, where it's like you kind of got that side figured out.
No, 100%, dude. That's a really good call. Amukamura was just like he was clearly more talented of a player than he ever like showed at Nebraska, but like he would have moments where it's like, "Oh my God, dude. Like this dude's not really human."
My other favorite part about him is like, you know, you get on Sunday Night Football and everybody else is like super amped up to be on there. He's just chill, like Prince of Camara, Nebraska.
That's right.
All right, here's your last guy.
He was just out there playing ball. Eddie Royal. I loved Eddie Royal at Virginia Tech, man. And like he came around when Beamer ball was still going there and like was a huge special teams presence. And like I don't know, like I distinctly remember watching those Beamer ball like Virginia Tech teams and like being excited, like legitimately excited for special teams plays because like of Eddie Royal and because of guys like because of what you know Frank Beamer was capable of on that phase in that phase of the game is what I'm trying to say. And like yeah, Eddie Royal was a lot of wasn't that good of a receiver, but did have a long career, NFL career because he was really good at special teams.
He most certainly was. And I'm trying to figure out like since this is a 311 episode, I know I've already done a quarterback. Looking at who's on my list, like who most likely listened to 311?
I mean, we got
Everyone,
Prince Amukamura. He was in Nebraska, you know.
yeah, that's yeah. Who am I kidding? The most like 311 quarterback of all time, Steven Garcia, South
You're damn right, dude. He for sure was bumping 311.
Carolina. Like everything that we thought Jay Cutler was in terms of vibes, he actually was. And then you had like the most like the Matt Ryan equivalent of South Carolina football, Connor Shaw, a quarterback for Sperry. But Steven Garcia's like, yeah, we couldn't find him last night for curfew, but he came out here and he beat Alabama at Williams-Brice. That's how it goes.
He was like he was a mix of like Jay Cutler and like I'm gonna go three-way mix here. We're gonna go Jay Cutler, Zach Mettenberger, and like a little bit of Baker.
And if you want to throw a little sprinkle there, a little bit of Matty Mock.
Oh yeah, we had some Matty Mock in there too. Yeah, he's just a loose cannon in every phase, and like it was great.
I mean, I'm not saying Baker Mayfield probably quoted 311 in his yearbook, but we know Matty Mock's is like he's Jim James's cousin, dude. He's the other one.
100%. He definitely has a jam band. I don't know if they're any good though.
Oh man. I love doing that. And this was episode 258 of False Start. You can follow me, John Bueller, on Twitter at the X at Bueller118. You can follow Cody Williams at the Sizzle20. You can follow along with the show at CFB False Start. Like, rate, listen, subscribe, review on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere there's podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. There's five guys in 311, one for each of them. Even SA, the little tiny one.
If you
He deserves
add
stuff.
three and one, you get five. 5 stars, baby.
That is so good, man. You got any 311 stories? I got like one that I gotta share before we bounce.
I remember the first time I heard Amber, I thought it was the best song I'd ever heard, for sure. And like I had it on a mix CD and I just played that CD relentlessly for like a month. And then I was like, you know, this song's okay, but like I'm not trying to listen to it more than I am right now.
A lot of people quoted 311 in their senior yearbook photos in my high school. A lot of guys that went to Georgia Southern and Ole Miss and not Georgia. And a lot of Creatures quotes there. I was like, is this really that good? Is this like I know Chad Sexton's a hell of a drummer and everything like that. I kind of got into it like with Down and all mixed up. That's kind of what got me going there a little bit. But I gotta share this story. I rehearsed this earlier so I can be tight.
Hell yeah, let's go, baby.
So there was there was like four kids in my middle school. And they were in a band. They played in like my eighth grade dance. Two of which went to my high school. The other two went to my rival high school because that's we were like right there on the borderline of the districts and everything like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Two guys I went to high school. I mean, this band was playing like 311, Switchfoot, Blink-182. Not very well, but like we're 14. Like who cares?
Yeah, you're the fact that you're playing the songs is honestly impressive enough.
Yeah, Meant to Live. Remember Feeling This. They did that song too.
Oh
Um,
God.
so the two guys I went to high school with, I would talk to them, whatever, like that. One of the other guys who went to the other high school, I randomly ran into him like only one other time. And like he was on like the lacrosse field. And he was like, you look familiar. I was like, yeah, I sat next to you in band. He's like, oh yeah, John Bueller. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, what about the other guy? You still hang out with him? He's like, yeah, I do that. He's like, is he still obsessed with 311? And like, let me go further back. The guy who played bass, his whole personality was 311 before The Office became people's personality.
Hell yes.
He would talk like, and every time we had like the Olympics in school, he would write peanut in the back of his shirt. Um, he he would talk about 311 in palindromes, like 311, dude, 311. Just that was all he ever said. And I'm like, I got this guy like Dylan, like, is this guy still like really into 311? He's like, nah, dude, he hates them. He's into Mars Volta. I'm like, that checks out.
We've if I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. The 311 to Mars Volta pipeline.
Oh my God.
Nah, he's really into Mars Volta. The only other 311 memory I have, I did not participate in this, but my at West Henderson High School, God bless it, there were a lot of 311 bumper stickers. I don't know why, but like of like a school that has like 1,000 people, I would say like not joking, like 100 cars in the parking lot probably had a 311 sticker.
Another Salt Life stickers.
That's right. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. It's been a wild ride. I wouldn't change a minute because this is False Start.